Some parents are pretty strict because they don't understand the hit online sensation that is Viva Pinata. Sorry, did I say Viva Pinata? I meant, Fortnite. But the least you can do is be understanding of your kids that play the game. Some parents are the type to rip the cord out before even trying to understand. They're just like, get him. And you know what? Sometimes you deserve to get the sauce from mom because you're being a little you-know-what and neglecting to be a somewhat decent human being and doing that thing that mom or dad asked you to do about 20 times. But welcome back to Top 5 Gaming, everyone, where today we break down the top 5 parents who hate Fortnite with a passion. Oh my, how could you hate Fortnite? One thing we get asked a lot here on the channel is, Top 5 Gaming, how do you make so many videos? Well, just like learning how to play Fortnite, you can also learn how to edit sick clips, make YouTube and Twitch banners like ninjas by signing up to Skillshare. Want to learn how to do cool effects and transitions like this? Skillshare is a community of professionals who will teach you how to do it. Come on, you know you want to show off your new skills to all your friends and be the next big YouTuber. All you have to do is click the link at the top of the description, sign up, and if you're one of the lucky first 500 people to click it, you get 2 free months of courses. Huge thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check it out. But let's get this rolling with number 5. Kid rages to troll and gets kicked off of Fortnite by dad. It's something we all see within a lot of team-based game modes on Fortnite, especially ones like 50v50. Trolling. Attempt to build a sky base within these game modes and you'd be falling to your death because a teammate thought it would be funny to shoot you out. Maybe you've been knocked down and a friendly teammate decides to pick you up. A troll could come along at any moment and do everything they can to prevent the revive from being successful, destroying the floor, throwing boogie bombs or shockwaves. And just remember to try and keep your cool about these moments around your parents though. One over-the-top reaction could give them permanent negative feelings towards the game, which seems very likely for the dad in this clip.
I swear to God, if you do it again, I'm... Stop! She keeps building walls.
So what?
No, so what? I'm not mostly in the game. She's being rude.
Stop. That's not nice stuff to say.
I can't take it when she's building walls.
Oh well.
No, not a well. Stop! Stop!
You gotta be nice.
No, she keeps building walls.
Oh.
I'm trying to fight. No, thanks a lot. I hate you.
Stop.
No, get off of me.
Right. I get it. Okay, the kid was being trolled a lot. All he wants to do is have some fun with Fortnite, no matter how good he may be. But when you've got Mr. Tomato Head here preventing you from being able to play the game, it's kind of understandable why he got upset. The only thing he needs to learn now is how to vent that frustration properly without it ending in dad telling him Fortnite time's over and to turn off the console altogether. Number 4, Jesus wants you to buy Fortnite skins. Something Fortnite has done like no other game so far is managed to bring many parents around the world together in their collected hate for the game. Kids will try anything to get those new skins and accessories, but when you attempt to use your family's religion as an excuse to get V-Bucks, it's gonna leave most parents pretty frustrated.
Whoever created Fortnite, whoever you are out there, I need you to know what you're doing to parents across the globe, okay? Because your game has completely taken over and our children have become total addicts. This child is continuously coming to ask me for money to buy virtual products in your game, virtual skins, virtual jackets, virtual dance moves, these things that are not tangible, that nobody's actually going to get. It's just some made up thing in a game. And then he says to me, well, Mom, there's only 13 hours left, or I'm not going to be able to buy this skin. I have to do it now. They're going to take it away. I won't be able to do it. It's a one-time only sale. I have to do it now. And I said, you need to stop. We are done. We are not having this conversation. No, nothing. You're not getting anything. And he looked at me and he says, Mom, do you remember when we were in church last week and the man was asking for bread because he needed to be fed? And Jesus said, all you need to do is ask and you shall receive. He is trying to use Bible verses to get me to buy him Fortnite skins. He has lost his ever-loving mind. I would really like the people who created this Fortnite to call me because we need to talk about what you need to do for us parents because this is making us crazy. I am so done with Fortnite.
This is one of the biggest and most short-sighted excuses from parents as to why spending money on in-game purchases is supposedly stupid. It's not tangible. Basically meaning it's not a real item. It's not like a t-shirt you can buy in the shop, so therefore, in her eyes, it has no real value and is a waste of money that could be put to better use. But this is all based on people's personal opinions. We each value things differently, and the best we can do is be empathetic to what other people value and not just what's important to Like the fact that this mom has an engagement ring the size of Texas, yet wants private calls and deals made from Epic Games because her son asked for a few bucks for a game he enjoys. Yeah, I don't know. Number 3 is getting scammed. You've probably seen a whole bunch of videos on YouTube, including some of our own, about the different scams that can happen in Fortnite. The fact is that Fortnite is the biggest game on the planet right now. Just let that sink in for a moment. There are a bunch of aliens up there looking down on us. All they would really see is a vast amount of us playing Fortnite. That's how Earth looks right now. But a lot of not so nice people are using this to their advantage with scams. They've been given the nickname scammers, which doesn't sound too bad, but just remember that some of these scammers are no different than a full-on con artist you'd find stealing credit cards and PIN numbers on the street.
And where there's big money, there's potential for scams. This 13-year-old spent more than $300 of his own money on the game to buy his avatar cool clothes, called skins, and accessories. But recently, another gamer convinced the teen to give him his username and password with the promise that the gamer would give him more skins.
He gave me his email and password, and then he said, "Don't log in, but I'm just giving proof that I'm not going to scam you." I never got to log in again. They switched my password and everything.
And since Mom Amy's credit card number was attached to the game, the scammer had access to that too for purchases within the game. And for an added insult, the scammer killed off the teen's character, in which he had invested hundreds of dollars.
I feel sorry for him, but I also have told him it's a lesson learned.
The family is speaking out now to protect other families from these scammers.
I think it's an eye-opener, you know, when it happens to you. You just want other parents to be aware.
In all fairness, the mother and son seem to have handled the situation fairly well, but you can just imagine the worry the mom must have had when her son tells her he's been scammed and the account has all of her bank details on it. He not only has a Fortnite account worth $300, but also the ability to purchase all the V-Bucks in the world with that added bank details. This is one of the many examples as to why Fortnite tell you never to share your personal account details. Number 2, Fortnite has become such an ingrained part of some people's lives to the point that talk shows are constantly bringing them up in terms of morals and how it's affecting the younger generations. And on this particular show, you have the questioning presenter and the forensic scientist, attorney, and co-founder of the Technology and Wellness Institute, Melissa Westerndorf, generally talking about how addictive Fortnite is.
I didn't get it at first, but the multiple platform, what you're saying is people can play it on their PC, but it's also available on Xbox if your kids have the access to that type of system, as well as PlayStation.
Correct.
So, and on their phones,
and
they
now
can play
it's
it mobile.
Yes, now it's mobile. So you really can play with any of your friends at this point. And, you know, they built in all this, you know, these characteristics that make it more obsessive, I guess, for the kids. You know, you have skins you can buy so that they look different. I've been recently learning about dances you can buy when before you take the battleship to the island to battle it out. You can buy dances and dance moves.
And that's the thing I want to get to is why is it, though, that parents should be worried about this game?
Well, because this game has built in things that make it obsessive, that makes you want to do it again. Parents are going to, I haven't met a single person who hasn't had a problem with getting their kid off the device.
As much as I can understand her point, the fact that this obsessive factor Fortnite have put into the game is something nearly every single company of any kind in the entire world do. Most societies nowadays are based on materialism and consumerism. Every company wants you to buy their product. Every company wants you to be obsessed with their product, no matter how new or functional it may actually be. Take a look at cars. We have all the variety we could need, but they keep producing more, even if they have no real new functionality, just to make some money. It's the same with designer clothes. The only difference is that most adults don't have much empathy or understanding of how successful the gaming industry actually is. Honorable mention, the Rage Monster. So every now and then you might be playing with a random or a friend who isn't particularly good at the game, and it can sometimes result in you getting killed. For some, it'll cause you to rage. Maybe you just really want that victory royale, or perhaps you're in full tryhard mode, but getting killed to a stupid mistake can either leave you fuming or in some cases laughing at what just happened. A lot of streamers and full-time gamers actually have their own boxing bag or device they can freely punch to release some of that tension. For this kid, though, it's on a level that just isn't really acceptable.
Shut up! I'm better than you. Now, you guys are horrible at building. Now I'm dead. Now I'm dead! Watch! You guys stop! Why? Why? You can't even revive someone. You shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I hate you! Mateo, ¿qué es lo que le pasa? ¿Por qué volvió así? This game is not fair! No, no más. No grita más. Está castigado. A su habitación. No! No, no, no! A su habitación. No! No! No, Mateo, no más. No!
You know I've recorded you the whole time.
What? I hate you! I hate you!
Stop it.
I hate you!
Mom! Mom!
No más, no más. A dormir. No! I hate you! Mateo y Daniel, ya no más.
What? It's not my fault.
All right, I get it, kid. You're pretty mad, but the fact is that no one should really have to be spoken to like that. And in most cases, the parents will have to step in and use some form of punishment to teach the child. Maybe you got grounded, had your console taken away, or given extra chores. The fact is, we all probably stepped over the line at some point and got some form of punishment. And as much as we hated it, it definitely taught us all valuable lessons. Number one is parents left concussed. So for a lot of cases that involve Fortnite addiction, it usually stems from something past Fortnite. It's just that Fortnite is so popular that it becomes the face for the gaming addiction discussion in general. And a common article that popped up quite frequently a while back by Mirror was about a Fortnite addicted 14-year-old that headbutted his mother and left her with a concussion.
I thought he was feeling sick because he was saying, Mum, I've got a headache.
The kids who don't leave their rooms because they can't stop playing video games.
I mean, it's 2 years since he's been to school.
They're out of control.
I have been headbutted, I've had concussion. It sounds like you're frightened of him.
Yeah.
Now we know what's really happening inside their young minds.
Planned brain death.
I kind of miss having, like, friends, but I got friends online.
Experts say it's a new, irreversible brain change.
In psychological terms, this is an emergency.
An important health warning for all parents.
Those brain cells can't be gotten back.
Is it too late to save them?
The child you've lost, as you've described, do you believe you'll find him again? Hope. I'll never give up.
60 Minutes, Sunday.
The mother has stated that he has ADHD, anxiety issues, and that since he bought the console 2 years ago, he's more or less stopped going to school altogether and stays at home gaming, where he will frequently have aggressive episodes, which have had to leave the parents calling the police on occasion. And she said that we can't get him to school and he doesn't leave the house. He comes out and eats and goes back to his room. We've tried everything. We've tried doctors. And my concern is that he's in year 8 now and he hasn't had any formal education for 2 years. So what's going to happen later on in life for him? As the article says, this has been going on for 2 years, and when this article was written, Fortnite Battle Royale hadn't even been out for a year. So Fortnite was just the face of this, a specific thing they could blame. When the reality is that this is a deeper problem that I hope eventually the family can sort out together. So that has been our list of the top 5 parents who hate Fortnite. Listen, parents, if you're watching this video, try to resolve it with your kid. Try not to be so uptight about it. Try to understand the situation from their perspective. But you guys, try to understand it from their perspective too. Seriously. So always remember, smash like, subscribe, donate, and don't hate. And keep it here on Top 5 Gaming. Brofist.